Welcome to the Legacy Women Network, a sanctuary for the woman who's done hustling from burnout, hiding her brilliance, or trying to do it all alone. I'm Jess, holistic therapist, business mentor, and founder of this sacred and soulful community. This is your space to show up fully, slow down with intention, and build a business and life that actually feels good, not just looks good on paper. Expect real talk, bold moves, and heart-led strategy from soul-led women creating positive change in the world. If you're ready to rise into your legacy without burning out or doing it all alone, you're exactly where you need to be. Let's dive in. Today I'm going to show you how to quantum leap by manifesting from your worth, not your wounds. Hey beautiful, welcome back to Legacy Women. So last week we talked about the wobble. We talked about why imposter syndrome and self-doubt spike every time you're expanding, and the response was amazing. So many of you sliding into my messages saying, I thought I was the only one. I felt like I was alone. There was something wrong with me, and tears of validation and relief. It's just been so beautiful. And here's what I've noticed. You're all asking the same question. Okay, cool. I get it. I know why the wobble, but how do I align my energy with what I'm wanting to manifest? Because once you understand that the wobble is just your nervous system adjusting its thermostat, the next question becomes, how do I hold the energy of my next level? How do I create results from a place of worthiness and regulation, not fear and force? Okay, so let's talk about trauma-informed and nervous system-aware manifestation, because there's a lot of incomplete information out there. We've been taught that manifestation is just about vision boards, affirmations, and just believing that it will come. And don't get me wrong, I love vision boards. They're an important part of the process, and so are affirmations. I do use them myself. Visualizations are also really important. But it's not just about these tools. You can create the most beautiful vision board. You can say your affirmations until you're blue in the face. You can visualize your dream business every single morning and shout your affirmations around the house. But if your nervous system doesn't feel safe holding that next level or receiving that next level, if your body is in threat mode, in survival mode because of the beliefs, the subconscious beliefs that you're holding around receiving and money and worthiness and success, you'll sabotage it every single time. If you're just visualizing and repeating affirmations, it's like trying to drive forward with the handbrake on. You might move a little, but you're fighting yourself the entire way. And this is why some people are able to manifest. They will receive their manifestations and then they'll sabotage it. Like, for example, they might hit their income goal, but then blow it all on things they don't need, because maybe they subconsciously believe that they're not worthy of having money, or maybe it's the association that they have with money, that if they have a lot of money, they'll be rejected or criticized. So here's what manifestation actually is from a trauma-informed and nervous system-aware lens. It's not woo-woo. It's actually backed by neuroscience and years of research. And it's part of the toolkit of the most successful people in the world. Manifestation, at its core, is about bringing your desires into reality through focused intention, belief, and aligned action. And I'm going to show you and break down exactly how this works. But first, you need to understand something critical about how manifestation actually works at an energetic level, the frequency principle. Because without this, nothing else will make sense. So everything in this world is energy, and your goal or your desire is vibrating at a certain frequency. So your goal or desire is probably vibrating at a very high frequency. It's going to be aligned with emotions like joy, abundance, peacefulness, all that kind of stuff, right? So what we want to do is we want to bring ourselves up to become a match for the energy of your desire. And so this is like tuning into a radio station. If you want to hear 101.5 FM, you have to tune into 101.5 FM. So if your desire is vibrating at the frequency of abundance, joy, worthiness, expansion, all those beautiful things, but you're vibrating at the frequency of fear, scarcity, proving, shame, you're not going to be a match, right? You're on different stations. So here's tangible examples of what this actually looks like in real life. You want to manifest your very first client, but every time you think about posting your offer, you feel anxious, your stomach drops, you go into a spiral of overthinking, and you talk yourself out of it. That's your body saying, I don't feel safe with this. You're on a 95.3, but your desire of serving your client from overflow and receiving the abundance, the money, the energetic exchange and the feelings you get, they're on a 101.5. So you're not a match yet. And this is why so many people get stuck. They think that we should just be positive all the time. We should always be high vibe and always be a match. That's not reality, right? We're human. We're going to have a human experience. And if we didn't experience all those lower vibrational emotions, we wouldn't have that polarity and really appreciate those high vibe emotions like joy. So when those lower vibe emotions come up, don't judge them, have compassion for them, come from a place of curiosity, hold space for your emotions, and allow them to naturally move through, allow them to express instead of suppressing them. And this is how naturally we come to raise our vibration again, not by squashing them down and pretending everything's fine. It's about actually holding space for them and allowing those emotions to flow through, because emotions are just energy in motion, emotion, right? They will naturally flow through. I like to think of them as like the ocean, right? It's just naturally moving through. And if we don't distract ourselves and push them down, they will move through. So this is the real work. This is what most manifestation techniques skip over. And this is why, as I said, some people might quantum leap and go from one level to a completely different level, and then their nervous system completely freaks out because it does not feel safe to hold what they've manifested, and they will sabotage it. So quantum leaping happens when you match the frequency of what you desire, when your identity, your nervous system, and your actions are aligned with what you're calling in. For a long time, and I mean years, I was manifesting from my wounds, not my worth. So like many of you, I was doing all the right things on paper, saying the affirmations, I had my vision board, I was doing what I call surface level mindset work. But deep down, I was really driven by fear. I was overworking, hustling, trying to prove I was enough. I'd say yes to everything. I would overgive in every relationship because I was terrified that if I didn't, I'd be abandoned. And I'd overthink every single decision until I was paralyzed. Because what if I got it wrong, and what if someone judged me? It looked like I had it all together on the outside, but underneath, my nervous system was in survival mode, trying to create from a place of fear. And here's what I didn't understand then, but I do now. We don't attract what we want, we attract what we feel safe to have. Who we are energetically, emotionally, and somatically is shaped by what our body learnt is safe. And if your body associates success with burnout, potential failure, or rejection, it will drive your behaviors to protect you from the very things you want so badly. So when you're manifesting from your wounds, it looks like overworking, hustling, overgiving, overthinking, doubting yourself, and really creating from a place of fear, force, and self-abandonment. Whereas when you're manifesting from a place of worth, you are feeling worthy of all you desire, coming from a place of expansion, of excitement, flow, and inspiration. You are trusting yourself, you are backing yourself. You are feeling fears come up and doing it anyway, and you're taking aligned action toward your vision every single day, no matter how small those steps are. And if you're resonating with a few of those wound patterns, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. At some point, these behaviors protected you, but now they're keeping you manifesting from the wrong frequency, from a place of fear, scarcity, and force. So today, we're bringing them into awareness, not to judge them, but to just meet them with compassion, because awareness is the first step to shifting them. Okay, so you might be thinking, yep, I get it, Jess. I'm manifesting from my wounds, but how do I actually shift to start manifesting from my worth? So there's 3 pillars of my alignment method that I want to share with you today. And when you get these 3 pillars aligned, that's when the quantum leaps happen. So the first step is this: get crystal clear and specific on the vision, on what you want. So we want specific, not vague. Here's a tangible example. Don't just say, I want 10K months. Say, I receive $10,000 or more a month profit easily and effortlessly through multiple income streams. Once you're clear on exactly what you want to call in, what you want to manifest, see it, feel it, sense it as if it's already yours. Who is the version of you that already holds that vision? How do they speak? How do they act? How do they feel? And are you that right now? And then here's a little critical side note. Be very honest with yourself. Is this goal or manifestation soul-driven or is it ego-driven? Is it coming from your soul being a place of truth, purpose, expansion, and for the greater good? Or is it coming from your ego, from a part of you trying to prove something or fix something or finally feel enough? For example, do you want to hit 10K months because it would give you freedom, spaciousness, maybe more quality time with your family, the ability to serve more people? That's coming from soul. Or do you want to hit 10K months to finally prove to your family that you are enough? Or so you can post about it on Instagram and feel validated. That's coming from ego. Same goal, completely different frequency. So ask yourself, where is your goal coming from? Because that's the frequency you're going to be creating from. One is coming from worth, one is coming from wounds. Step 2 is to clear what's in the way, because if you're a human living on earth, you're going to have trauma and you're going to have beliefs and conditioning that are getting in the way of what you desire. And every new level, there will be new blocks that will appear. So there's 2 ways to clear what's in the way of what you want. Number 1 is to start taking action, and as you take the aligned action, holding yourself through the fear and regulating as things come up in real time. This is what I call maintenance tool. And it's essential, but then there's a second step that a lot of people miss. And this is doing the deeper subconscious rewiring work. So if you're doing the tools and they're not working, or the same thing keeps coming up time and time again, then you're probably going to need to go and do some subconscious belief rewiring work. You can regulate in the moment all you want, but if you've got a subconscious belief running in the background, like I'm not worthy, success means I'll be abandoned, those beliefs will keep triggering your nervous system until they are healed. So both levels are essential. The regulation tools as maintenance, and then the rewiring work shifts the deeper patterns keeping you stuck. But before we move on to the third step, I do want to mention a little trap that we can get into. Many people get stuck in the healing trap. I see this happen all the time. Someone learns about the subconscious mind and the beliefs we hold, and they become obsessed with finding them. So they're constantly focusing on and looking for what's wrong, digging into the past, constantly trying to fix themselves before they take any action. It's like, once I'm healed, I'll be able to start my business. Once I'm healed, I'll be able to see clients. And what actually happens is they're putting all their energy into focusing on what's wrong, what they need to fix. It actually buys into the belief that there's something wrong with them. And essentially what it does is it takes you away from focusing on what you do want and calling that in. So focus on the vision, focus on what you do want. Start moving toward it. Start taking the aligned action toward it. Regulate as you're moving toward it and the fears come up. And if you're still feeling blocked, if you still keep coming up against the same wall over and over again, then you can go and do the deeper subconscious rewiring work. But I'm here to tell you that you do not need to clear every single block before you get started. In fact, taking aligned action toward your vision shows your nervous system that it's safe to expand. You can lead in real time, and taking those small aligned action steps, your nervous system, your thermostat, it will catch up. By taking this aligned action and being the woman that has your vision, it builds evidence that you can be that person, you can hold your next level. So move towards what you want and regulate along the way. Clear the deeper blocks as they reveal themselves. And don't get stuck in the healing. Focus on the becoming. So the last one is aligned action. So being that person that has it all. It's about trusting, holding that vision, holding yourself through the void, as I explained in the last episode, and release attachment to the outcome. Focus on what you do have. You may not have your $10,000 in the bank account right now, but maybe you have $200 or $1,000. Can you sit with the gratitude and the appreciation for having that money, which will bring you into the frequency of having that $10,000 in there? And follow your intuition, follow your intuitive hits. When you get downloads from your higher self, act on that inspiration quickly. These downloads are dropping in for a reason. So, for example, you may have been hiding your offer for months, but one day you get a download and the thought is like, post about it now, post about it today. And then this other part of you, your inner critic, gets loud and it comes up to try and protect you. It's like, who do you think you are? What's everyone going to think? Or no one cares. But I want you to notice that. I want you to witness it without judgment and pause. If we can have the awareness, the next step comes choice. And then we can go and regulate, can come back into regulation, and then we can take action as the woman who already has it all. What would she do? Would she post anyway? That's aligned action. So here's what I want you to take away. Stop manifesting from your wounds and stop creating from a place of fear, proving, and survival mode. And start manifesting from a place of worthiness, from a place of I'm already enough. Get crystal clear on what you want, move toward it with aligned action, regulate as you go, clear the deeper blocks only when you keep coming up against the same wall. Don't get stuck in the healing, focus on the becoming. And if you're hearing all of this and thinking, I want to become the woman who feels safe to have more wealth, more joy, more freedom, I've got something for you. My signature Reclaim program is returning very soon. Reclaim is the identity shift that makes receiving and holding what you want your new normal. It's where we do this exact work. Rewire your subconscious to align with your worth, regulate your nervous system, and reclaim your power so that you can quantum leap instead of slow climb. It's sold out twice already because it works and we're opening it up again. If you want to be the first to know when it drops, just DM me the word reclaim on Instagram and I'll add you to the wait list. This is for the woman who's done playing small, who's ready to become the version of herself who feels safe to have it all. And I know that this might bring up some resistance for some of you. Part of you might be thinking, I've tried this before, I've done the mindset work, why hasn't it worked for me? And that's exactly why I'm teaching you this today, because you weren't doing all three pieces. Most people are missing the nervous system piece, and that's the foundation for everything. And if there's one thing I want you to remember today, it's that you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You just need to shift the frequency you're operating from. If you want support with the nervous system regulation piece, because honestly, that's the foundation of all of this, I've got a free guided regulate and rise practice. It'll help you move from dysregulation back to your baseline so that you can take aligned action from a clear, grounded, regulated place. Just DM me the word rise on Instagram and I'll send it straight to you. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Give them that gift. Thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing day and I'll see you next episode. If this episode lit up something in you, I'd love it if you'd hit subscribe, share it with a sister, or leave a quick review. It helps more women find this space and rise alongside us. You can connect with me over on Instagram at @byjessicak or learn more about the Legacy Women Network membership through the link in the show notes. See you next time.